Hey YouTube, Silver Guy here. So this is not going to be a stacking video. If you are looking for a stacking video, then shut this off now and don't leave an angry comment. So when I first started stacking here, I was putting in some commentary, a little more commentary than I do usually these days. And I was accused once or twice of talking down the price of silver. Because I was saying, gee, I hope silver doesn't go up too quickly because I want to buy silver, and I was just starting out. And then more recently, I've had a couple of comments that suggest there's been some silver pumping going on in our silver community, silver and gold community here on YouTube, and so I mean both comments are kind of ridiculous, and Silverfish VT has done one or two videos on the subject, so I kind of almost hesitate to do this because he would do a better job and did a better job than I will. But I'm gonna throw it out there anyway, just because it's impacted my channel a little bit. Anyway, so I mean the idea that the YouTube community would have any impact on silver prices is completely ridiculous. If you think about what happened with Silver Eagles when the price of silver dropped in the last few months. The U.S. Mint was having trouble keeping up with the demand because people around the world were putting in orders for silver bullion, and they were buying up Silver Eagles. But that combined effort, or not effort, but that combined buying from people around the world did not stop the price of silver from dropping. So if you think about it, you're talking about probably tens of millions of people around the world buying silver, and they were unable to keep the price dropping because there are forces, China or what have you, for the industrial side of silver consumption that just completely swamped bullion collectors from around the world. So then you compare that. So those people, let's say there was only 1 million, which I'm sure it was much more than that. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, it was 1 million people. In the YouTube community that we are in, there are probably a few hundred diehard silver and gold enthusiasts in our community. Maybe, let's say there are 10,000 though. Let's say there's 10,000 people who are in the community or who are regular visitors to the community. And I think that number is probably way high, but I'm just using that for illustration purposes. So if 1 million people, which I think is a very low number, could not impact the price of silver or save the price of silver from dropping, what impact would, say, 10,000 people have? I mean, the math is very clear. It's ridiculous that anyone in our community could impact the price of silver. I mean, you look at the people in our community. Maybe you think, gee, well, these guys buy so much silver, it's going to be impacting. Well, of course not. I think the probably person who buys more metals in terms of value than anyone in our community would be 24K, and he buys mostly gold. He doesn't buy that much silver. If you look at Silverfish VT, he does not buy a ton of silver. If you look at Salivate Metal, he's been buying small amounts of silver over many years. So he's not buying millions of ounces of silver. It's ridiculous. Big Stack McGee it may be one of the biggest silver buyers in our entire community, and he's probably buying less than 100 ounces a month, right? So he's not moving the dial. So this concept that we're out there, that our community is somehow impacting the price of silver, is ridiculous. In fact, I think the price of silver probably impacts our community more than our community would ever impact the price of silver. So I think that's pretty obvious to anybody who thinks about it for more than 5 seconds, right? So I think I've belabored that point. So what is it that's got people angry? And I think what happened was, when silver was up, people kind of jumped on the bandwagon. They bought at 40 and they moved all their assets into silver, or a lot of their assets into silver, and got crushed. Well, and then they're kind of blaming that on the silver community. Well, I don't know what videos these folks are watching. It's not the same videos I'm watching. I've never heard Salivate Metal or Silverfish VT or Big Stack say you should move all your money into silver, ever. These are all people who are kind of buying on the side. And one of the things I find fascinating about the community is how very ordinary people are buying silver. Big Stack has a second job, part-time job, and he uses that to buy silver. Silver Slacker has rental properties and uses some of that income to buy silver. Salivate Metal puts a little money into silver. I put a little money into silver, very little, really. I'm putting maybe $100 to $300 a month tops into silver. And so there was one guy who was getting plushies out of that claw game, and he was selling those for silver, which is possibly the most inventive thing I've heard yet. So what you've got in our community are people who are using kind of inventive and unusual ways to people who don't have a lot of money. By and large, the people in our community do not have a lot of money. And what we're doing is we're kind of coming up with inventive ways to buy silver and gold, even though we don't have a lot of money. Silverfish VT, I think he cut back on, he cut back on unnecessary purchases. He did a video on that. So everyone has kind of come up with ways of buying some metals on the side. No one that I know of is in the community saying you should sell everything you own and buy metals. It's kind of this is kind of a hobby / savings fun thing to do for us, I think. Maybe there are people in the community who think you should sell everything and buy silver, but I'm not aware of them personally. So anyway, so if you've made a bad investing decision, I don't think you should really blame it on the silver community. So, and also, I mean, if you think about it, if you're getting your investment and finance advice from YouTube, that in and of itself should probably be a red flag. If you think about it, there are many better sources. I think go out and find a book or get a financial advisor. If you've got significant assets that you've lost in silver, then you should probably have a financial advisor. If you don't have significant assets, then you probably didn't lose that much money to begin with. So anyway, just some thoughts from Silver Guy on blaming the community for your losses in silver. All right, thanks YouTube. Silver Guy out.